And it's important to recognize that even when you date or marry outside of your race, the non-African that you're marrying, the white person or be the person of another culture, but particularly white people, they are still just as racist as other white people. There's this notion that when you marry or date a white person, that particular white person was more liberal than the other whites. The research does not bear that out. The research shows that they are just as racist as other white
All
people.
right, all right, all right, all right. I got it. Hey, hold on. What up, Night Talk, man? It's Stevie Knight, man. We out here. Got a doozy for you today, man. I don't know if y'all aware of Dr. Umar Johnson, man. He's like I don't know what to call him, bro. He's a pro-black activist, man. Like, for all intents and purposes, he probably represents the closest thing to a Black Panther that exists today. You know what I mean? Um, I'm not entirely versed in what he got going on, man, but I've seen a few interviews, man. It's all along the lines of, like, pro-black, black is the best, fuck everything else. You know what I mean? He gives me very racist vibes from the black community. Even though I know there's a bunch of black folk out there that believe black people can't be racist, which is a bunch of bullshit if you ask me. But anyway, I say all that to say I kind of know where this video about to go. Um, the title of the video is Dr. Umar Johnson intellectually demolishes two snow bunny lovers, bro. Like, how racist is that, bro? I mean, snow bunny meaning white girls. You know what I mean? So that's just like some crazy shit to say. I know I know the optics for me look like, all right, man, you got a white girl, so you on the offensive, man. But that ain't even though that's not what I'm on and why I'm here. Like you can say what you want to say. Me being with who I'm with has no, and you'll see. Well, hopefully you'll see. Has no effect on how I feel about this. I'm of the mindset is that you can do what you want to do with whomever you want to do with it. It's your life, and the decisions you choose with your life are yours, and there should be no external forces or expectations or societal expectations on what you do with your life. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm talking way too fucking much, man. I'm about to see where this is gonna go. Dr. Umar, very educated, very intellectual, very articulate. You know what I mean? Got away with words, bro. But we're going to see how this is going to go, man. So let's check it out.
Why should Black people care about interracial relationships? Frederick, kick us off.
Oh, wow. Well, I feel like Black people should care about interracial relationships because.
Hold on. That's a weird ass question, though, ain't it? Why should Black people care about interracial relationships? Like, what the fuck? We living in damn the 60s still? We living in Jim Crow? Like, why? That's stupid. Why should anybody give a damn about what the hell I'm doing with my relationship? You ain't gotta care. It ain't for you to care. It's of my concern and my concern only. Like, that's how I would have answered it. Like, Black folk ain't got to care what the fuck I'm doing. Like, do what you do, I'm gonna do what I do, right?
They're important, right? It gives us an
Off.
Oh, wow. Well, I feel like Black people should care about interracial relationships because they're important, right? It gives us an opportunity. Like, I'm an interracial relationship myself, so it gives us an important opportunity to be a bridge. So we see ourselves as a bridge with so much divide going on. So we try to be that bridge for other people that have questions on other races other races and stuff like that. So we want to just be a bridge for them. We want to allow them an opportunity to ask the tough questions.
Bro, I swear they talking like
a positive light
Crow.
and
a bridge, a bridge, bro. You can all right.
Be that.
I get what he's saying, but
I guess that backboard that they can.
A bridge to racial harmony.
It ain't that serious.
Yes, a bridge to it. I mean, there's so much division.
It ain't that serious.
And in our relationships, we try to allow our relationship to be an image of what it looks like for unity, right? Unity together and coming together. And you have differences. I have differences. I'm different than you, but we can come together and have something that's beautiful. And that's our marriage.
Dr. Umar, let's get into it. Why should Black people care about interracial relationships?
Black people should care about interracial relationships for three reasons. Number one, when we
Bruh,
go
he prepared, bruh. He prepared. He's probably said this, whatever he's about to say, countless times. Let's dig into it.
about interracial relationships for three reasons. Number one, when we go outside of our community to select our mates, we undermine the importance of the traditional Black family in the lives of Black people, and in particular, Black children. If Black boys don't see Black men being committed to Black women, they may be less inclined to do the same themselves. There can be no nation without first having a strong Black family, and the traditional Black family is under attack. And when we talk about interracial relationships in our community, we're overwhelmingly talking about Black men. It is Black men who marry outside of their race more than the men of every other race in this country put together as a percentage of their respective communities. 25% of all newlywed Black men in this past decade, okay, were married outside of their race. 25%.
That's cap.
And although we have
That's cap. That's cap. That is cap. Oh, bruh, damn. What did I step into? What did I step into, bruh? This is. I don't know enough about Dr. Umar, man. I don't know if he's genuinely concerned about whatever it is he's concerned about here in society, man. Because I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, knowing how educated this man is. And if he's going to actually come up here with a straight, stone cold face and say that interracial couples, specifically confined to Black men and whomever they're dating outside of the Black community, is affecting the traditional Black family as drastically as he's trying to convey here, that's ridiculous, bro. It's irritating to me, man, because I know I'm this is not what I speak on. It's not what I dive into specifically, but I'm informed enough about some of the numbers and what he's talking about to know that that's a bunch of bullshit that he just said, bro. His agenda here is blaming Black men for the destruction of the Black family, choosing to go outside their race to marry, right? And I call bullshit on that. Black men not marrying Black women doesn't happen enough for it to be an issue in how he's describing it. I'll give you some reasons why here. Look, this is a little bit dated in 2017, but he brought up the past decade, so I'm only going back 5 years. If Black men specifically are causing such an issue to the Black family, then it should be it should be much more drastic than what they have displayed here. Black marriage in 2017. Look at this. Who Black men married? 85% of the time in 2017, they have a Black wife. 9% white spouse. 3% is other. Black women marry a Black man 93% of the time. So, in comparison, Black men are marrying Black women less than Black women are marrying Black men. But it's not it's 85% to 93%. And I just saw another stat. Hold on, look at this. This is 2021. It's actually gone up. 88% of married Black men have Black wives. It's gone up. So that's cap. It's not an issue in the way he's describing it. So I'd expect him to know that, but he's pushing the agenda. This is propaganda to make it seem like something it's not, right? So I want to see what else he's saying here. You know what I mean? I got my articles up now, so we can dig into it. Oh, and he also said the destruction of a Black family. Like, there's Black men not marrying Black women is it's probably the least of your concern when it's talking about the destruction of a Black family, man. So there's a lot of other factors that influence a Black family outside of an interracial relationship. I'm not even going to take this to go. I'm not going to use this video to dive into that, but if you know, you know.
In the lives of Black people, and in particular, Black children. If Black boys don't see Black men being committed to Black women, they may be less inclined to do the same themselves.
I just told you 88% of Black men marry Black women, so the Black kids are just fine.
There can be no nation without first having a strong Black family, and the traditional Black family is under attack. And when we talk about interracial relationships in our community, we're overwhelmingly talking about Black men. It is Black men who marry outside of their race more than the men of every other race in this country put together as a percentage of their respective communities. 25% of all newlywed Black men in this past decade, okay, were married outside of their race.
You gotta add context, man. I feel like Jordan Peterson out here. Anytime you spit stats out, you have to add context to them. There's other variables that go into play that influenced this statistic that he's spitting out, right? So for he said, what he say? Black men are marrying outside their race more than other races combined. I just told you that Black men marrying outside the race is not even an issue. The vast majority of the time when a Black man marries someone, it's a Black woman. Damn near nine times out of 10. So it's not an issue. The real issue is that Black people are just not getting married. Black people in general get married less than any other demographic, Black man or Black woman, right? So you take that into consideration, but Black man is marrying someone that's not Black, the chances are of them getting married is going to increase because they are with someone that's not Black, right? So if white people are getting, I'll pull up that stat too, goddamn, let's get it. Here we go. Give you the stat. Black people in general are just not getting married. Look at 2017 again, but 30% of Black people getting married compared to 50% not being married and the 12% that are divorced compared to, we'll use white. 52% of them are married compared to 28% never been married, right? So if Black people aren't getting married, and if a Black man chooses to be with someone Hispanic or white or Asian, clearly marriage is more important to them. Clearly those marriages pop off. So chances are, if marriage is going to be a bigger possibility when you step outside the race. So it makes sense that Black men would be marrying outside their race more when they seek relationships outside of their race. Has nothing to do with the Black woman specifically. That's a lot to unpack there. But just statistically, if you add some context to it, that would make sense. And big picture, like I just said, Black people typically stick together, right? You marry who you're around. You marry who you look like. That's how it goes. Interracial relationships being a reason why Black women aren't getting married much as they should be is not the problem. It's something going on with the Black community specifically, man and woman.
25%. And although we have seen an increase in Black women dating outside of the race, it's only up to 12%. So interracial marriage in the Black community is overwhelmingly a Black male thing. How can we?
It's not overwhelmingly. It's not overwhelmingly, bro. Hold on, my bad. This is funny. This is funny. He has an agenda, man.
Turn our backs on our women, which is a form of turning our backs on our community. And without question, it represents turning our backs on our children. Working in the schools, one of the big questions I always get from Black girls, third graders, fourth graders, and fifth graders is, Dr. Umar, what's wrong with me? Why is it that so many Black men choose to marry someone who does not look like their mother?
What? Hold on. What do you say? 3? Hold on.
The schools, one of the big questions I always get from Black girls, third graders, fourth graders, and fifth graders is, Dr. Umar, what's wrong with me? Why is it that so many Black men choose to marry someone who does not look like their mother?
I think that's cap too. Because if they're third, fourth, fifth grade, how many times are they seeing Black men marrying people outside the race? Like, where are they seeing that? And how often are they seeing that? Like, when are they seeing that firsthand and like personal experience? Like, unless they're talking about TV, but TV is not real life, right? If you're talking about, actors and athletes and things of that nature, that's not real life. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's cap, and he's just trying to pull it heartstrings to get people to fall along the lines of this bullshit he's putting out. That's not true, man.
So many Black men choose to marry someone who does not look like their mother.
Frederick, you said you're in an interracial relationship. Have you turned your back on the Black family?
How can I turn my back on my family? My family is a Black family. I grew up in a Black family. My mom is Black. My dad's Black. I'm Black. I am inherently Black. That my choice to marry my wife that isn't Black does not make me less Black. To think that the entire Black community is going to perish because of a decision I made. I don't think that's very
When interracial relationships have no severe impact on the black family, there's other factors that are influencing that. Black men with other races is not the problem.
that's a great uh that's not very reasonable to say, if that makes sense.
If I
It's
could push
reasonable.
back respectfully, briefly, I would just say we have to look at the reality that Black women are more likely than any other women in this country to marry later in life. They're more likely to be married much shorter than other women, and they're more likely to not get married at all. Only one out of every four Black women in the United States will get married. So for a Black man to marry out of his race and not say that he does not bear any responsibility for the fact that Black women have such a difficult time finding a man who looks like them, who is willing to build a family with them, to say that it is not a form of betrayal on some level, I believe is politically disingenuous. Black people, with the history we have in this country, coming from slavery through Jim Crow, through Willie Lynch, all the way up to today, we need each other. And it's important to recognize that even when you date or marry outside of your race, the non-African that you're marrying, the white person or be the person of another culture, but particularly white people, they are still just as racist as other white people. There's this notion that when you marry or date a white person, that particular white person was more liberal than the other whites. The research does not bear that out. The research shows that they are just as racist as other white people.
All right. I got it. Hey, hold on. Man. Yeah, I can't take no more of that, bro. Hold on. There was a lot to unpack there, bro. First, the last thing Dr. Umar said is that there are stats that basically can prove how racist people are. He said the stats did not show that. Regardless if you marry someone outside of your race, them being with you means nothing. They're still as racist and all the racist white people, and there are stats to prove that. So, all right, calling bullshit on that. What stat? First of all, who's going to volunteer to show you or tell you how racist they are and how their racism has changed throughout their fucking life? There's no study out there that's going to show what he just said right there. That's a bunch of bullshit. That's a bunch of bullshit, man. He spoke of all these damn stats that are affecting Black women and their ability to get married. They get married later in life. Their marriages are shorter. A lot of them don't ever get married. So the onus is on the Black man to fix all that. First of all, that's ridiculous. If Black women are struggling in this area, I'll take the Black out of it because I don't want to trigger no one. If someone is struggling in an area, who is the onus on to fix that struggle in that area? Is it the outsiders to come in here and fix this struggle, or is it incumbent upon who's struggling to fix it with themselves, right? If marriage is important, if marriage is important to a Black woman and it's not happening for them, changes need to be made to make them more attractive to who they want. It's not, the onus is not on the whomever it is to fix anything for anybody, right? And first of all, let me preface this by saying this again: Black men and black couples being married is not an issue. It's not the issue. When Black people get married, when a Black man typically gets married, it's going to be to a Black woman. When a Black woman typically gets married, it's going to be to a Black man. That's a habit. I just showed you the stat. But marriage in the Black community is the problem. Black people are not getting married. And to sit here and say, since Black women are having all these issues with marriage, is on the Black man to, sign up to help them get through all that is a bunch of bullshit. You can't mix dating, especially modern dating, in with all the stuff he's talking about on this righteous Black empowerment, Black pride type of thing. You can't do that. You can't blend the two, man. Right? It's hard enough out here just to find someone that give a damn about you that's gonna be loyal to you regardless of what the fuck race they are. You know what I'm saying? But there's problems within the black community as a whole that we need to focus on, not not specifically marriage to get the black community right. He spoke on like black empowerment. We need to, help people, bring people together and all that, man. That's one of the main issues within the black community as a whole. So like how can you sit here and expect a black man to volunteer to assist the black woman in all her relationship struggles or relationship issues she has when, bruh, as a whole, the black community doesn't even support the black community. Typically within the black community is, hey, I'm gonna get mine, you get yours. It's no empowerment motivating, just get this together, right? That's not a value that's instilled in the black community. It's, hey, survival of the fittest, I'm gonna get mine, you gonna get yours, and whatever. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get it how you live. So if you can't even get the black community to get right, how on earth do you expect a black man to come and save black women when it's not even, when that dynamic doesn't even exist? Black men do not have to come and save black women, because just as many black men, quote unquote, that are turning their back on black women, they make it hard for black men to be with them, right? There's a bunch of factors within this outside of just, black women are having a hard time getting tied down, man. It's levels to it. None of this is cut and dry. None of this is just, everything is dynamic. Everything moves. It's so much gray area in this, man. And at the end of the day, there's no underlying issue with too many black men marrying outside of the race. Like, black people are the traditional through and through black family is gonna go extinct. The majority of black men that get marry black women. So there's really no issue. The issue is him promoting this bullshit ass agenda. Him trying to put this propaganda out there, trying to condition people to think to think shit worse than what it is when it's really not that way. And to put the onus on a black man to fix the problems within marriage, I mean, it's moronic because there's a lot more that goes into that. There's a lot more that goes into what needs to take place in order for black women to become married, bro. And at the end of the day, it's not even that much of an issue, man, because there's studies out there. Where is it? Let me pull this shit up, bro. Shut this. Let me pull this up. Where is it? It's a step further, but there is a theory out there that the educated black women have it harder to grab hold of a black man. That's not true. You know what I mean? Black women are receiving the highest levels of education out of any demographic, proportionally, and supposedly that's affecting their ability to get a man at their level or higher. But the stats show otherwise. Among black women, 70% of college graduates are married by 40. Whereas only 60% of black high school graduates are married by that age. The same trend is at play for black men. 2008, 76% of black men with a college degree married by age of 40. In contrast, only 63% of black men with just a high school diploma tied the knot. So education is a factor. Bro, there's no issue with, no one's turning their back on anybody, right? The more we progress, the further we go down the future, the more interracial this country is going to become. And it's having the same effect around the damn world. There's a lot more factors at play, but the main issue to me is just that black people are just not getting married. To attack black men who are choosing to date outside their race is stupid. It's ridiculous, man. And all it's gonna do is cause more strain than anything. You know what I mean? People can do whatever the fuck they want to do, dog. Interracial relationships are not having a devastating impact on anything as far as black women, the black traditional family, or any of that, bro. I mean, I'm more surprised about and shocked about Dr. Umar because his motive is just to stir the pot and get and sustain racial tension. You know what I'm saying? Sustain racial tension amongst the same race too. That's going to cause hostility, but amongst the black community, man. Supposed to be here together, helping everybody out, bigging everybody up, motivating, empowering people. And his agenda, his message directly, contradicts that. Right? He's just here. I think he's just here for self, trying to get paid off of black emotion, black victim mentality. You know what I'm saying? The emotional responses to, specifically from black women, to seeing black men with women, like especially successful black men with white women or other women outside their race, and that's cap too. What's it? Look at this stat. Look at this. I just pulled this shit up right now. Like that's cap too. 83% of black men earning 100K a year or more marry black women. So I mean that's not an issue either. But you wouldn't know that watching social media or listening to motherfuckers like Umar talk. You know what I mean? And don't get the shit twisted when what you see on social media. When you see athletes and, stars and all that shit, man, white women, you talking about 0.0000001% of the population, dog. But, just how it is. That's all in your face, and you're gonna think that's the real world. That's not the real world. What you don't see is the doctors and the attorneys and the CEOs and entrepreneurs that stay with their own. Right? They don't show that because that's not gonna keep this pot going. It's not gonna keep this racial tension going. It's not gonna keep paying motherfuckers feeding off this monster that they're trying to keep alive here. They're not gonna show you that, right? So it's all a bunch of cap, man. Don't believe it. Umar is like he's a clown. He's a clown. I'm gonna call him a clown because I think he's a doctor. He's received the highest levels of education, articulate as shit, eloquent as shit. I know he could talk circles around me as far as his vocabulary and all that shit is concerned. But I can call bullshit when I see it. That's a bunch of bullshit because he's too smart. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. He knows these stats that I'm spitting. He's taking snapshots of it and trying to mold it to force a certain narrative, and that narrative is false as shit, man. Anyway, man, I'm not here for it. That's cap. Video is way too long. Appreciate y'all for that's rock with me this far, man. Curious to know y'all's thoughts, man. I'm gone.